rod, that he took it and they're not giving it back so far. We'll see what happens with that. But let's hear more about these out-of-hand rods.
And in this video, a rod appears to fly past a Swedish tank at a test firing range. There are a surprising number of rods found in and around military operations or where aircraft are seen, leading some to theorize rods may be connected to secret military weapons.
I believe it was something classified that the government doesn't want us to know about. It's flying up in the sky. They didn't want us to know about it, and they took that tape. They don't want us to know. So I'm thinking this was some sort of test.
Someone's going to have to blow the lid off these rods. Why are they taking the rods?
They shouldn't. I don't know. I don't like that at all. I mean, they sound scary enough as it is, and I think that they're just attracted to warfare and military things.
Or something.
It's just their hobby.
It sounds to me like they got caught with their pants down and they don't want anybody to see their rod. That's what it sounds like to me.
I just think they just like getting up in everyone's business. Like they're like in people's face all the time. Rods, I don't know.
I don't know. That's my rod. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. That's my rod. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, no, you can't see it. No rod for you. They just take it away.
You can't see, and they're coming at you like all the time. But this Don Bazile guy, he is fighting the good fight on the rods front. But it's time to meet the real man, the champion of the rods himself, Jose Escamilla.
Jose Escamilla is a rods researcher and historian who has collected over 2,000 rod images from all over the world. And according to Jose, rods have been around for a long time.
I'm going to show you a photo that was taken in 1910 in France. Here it is. Check it out. This is the object here. 1910, during a race, this object was here, and it's definitely cylindrical in shape. It seems to have the undulations on.
Skeptics frequently tell Escamilla rods are just birds or bugs distorted by the camera, but he argues many rods are recorded in places where animals should not be flying about, like this video.
Yeah, you heard that? So this is Jose. This is the guy. You can call him the champion of the rods. He's claimed he has discovered rods. He's the first one to discover these, and he champions to this day.
All right.
He's Dennis Rodman.
He's the rod man.
Kind of.
Yeah, I'll call him my champion of rods. That's fine. I believe him. I'm just concerned about these other people who are calling them birds. Like, what kind of fucking bird is cylindrical shaped?
They just start right off the bat. They're like, dude, you know that's birds and bugs. You're the only one who cares about this, Jose. This is
so obsessed with rods,
champion of the
Jose.
Rods.
He
loves them. He really does.
You just see his face when they said that. He just grabbed his forehead and just like, oh, come on, open your eyes.
Oh,
look at these rods. Stop denying the rods.
They're everywhere. But the video that they were introducing, I guess I'll introduce now. The video he shows is, again, news footage, and this is from a tornado in Oklahoma City.
Filmed in May 1999 and brought to the attention of meteorologist Gary England, this rod appears to fly through a tornado. It was recorded on a broadcast-quality camera from a news helicopter, tracking a tornado as it swept through Oklahoma City.
History.
The rod appears to emerge from a cloud that England estimates is 10 miles away from the news chopper. But does it really? When played in slow motion, it is difficult to tell whether the rod is going behind the cloud or is appearing and disappearing.
You see what appears to be looks like a cylindrical tube, but it's a flash. It's a flash that appears in the frame. Bang, moved very quickly. It looks like it just appears out of a cloud. I looked at it and you kind of go, wow, what is this? And I have to tell you right now, I still don't know what it is.
It goes, wow, go over here.
I really like this guy's accent. Like, it sounded like he said it comes out of the clown. And then before that, how did he say the word flash? Flash.
It was a flash.
Comes in a flash. Yeah, that's because rods are super fast, and that's why we don't see them. That's why it's only there for a frame. But does it really? Well, yeah, it might. But this is all well and good. But what does the champion of the rods think of this one, the tornado rod? Sounds threatening.
Jose Escamilla has also seen the Oklahoma City videotape.
Here's another one farther down, and this appears to be going into the funnel cloud itself. So this thing is going in there at a pretty fast clip, and it's huge. That's an amazing shot.
What was it doing in a thunderstorm that turned out to be produced the worst tornado in history? Doesn't make a lot of sense.
The photographers that capture rods on tape claim they were not visible to the naked eye and were only discovered later by chance, deepening the mystery.
Who knows what it is, but there was something there.
The rod's ability to appear and disappear in the blink of an eye leads some to an interesting theory. They are something from another dimension.
Now we're talking getting to other dimension. That's how they're getting over here.
That makes sense.
The rod dimension.
Yeah.
They're slippery. Yeah, but there's got to be a rod dimension, doesn't there?
Yeah, I mean, if they have figured out how to teleport and just randomly appear places, then I think that we should learn from these rods, and maybe they can teach us a few things about rod technology.
Look, rods, you don't have to, take off so fast.
This so far, this makes sense.
It does.
Maybe just just get in our face for a little bit and tell us what's going on. Don't stay there, invisible. That's creepy.
Yeah, don't go in my ear, but just tell us.
Yeah. But I want to hear more. Let's hear more now about interdimensional rod chaos.
I have seen footage, all right, of these things that appear to be phasing in and out. What I mean by phasing is they're there, and part of the torso disappears, and then the other part comes back in. Whether it's from another dimension, I can't even answer that one. I'm just telling you what I've seen.
This theory is not without precedent. Author and scientist Carl Sagan once said, "If a fourth-dimensional creature existed, it could, in our three-dimensional universe, appear and dematerialize at will."
That's it. Carl Sagan said it. Sounds legit to me.
Yep, case closed. Rods are here, and that's fine. I'm okay with it.
And they're flying around.
They haven't done anything bad to us yet that we know of, unless they're the ones causing the tornadoes and the explosions.
Yeah, or like sometimes like when you close your eyes and like you see like the rods like kind of flying around. Maybe like your eyes saw them, but you couldn't. I don't know. You couldn't visualize it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I see that shit constantly. I don't know if those are rods. I always see shit.
They're probably rods.
Those are rods. Those are definitely rods.
Oh, okay, well they're not so bad then.
Well, we'll see. But now the show introduces a new player as they're going to attempt to build a rod of their own. Ooh. Let's hear.
Monster Quest puts it to the test.
I believe the object can fly.
Dr. Wee Hu is an aerospace engineer at Iowa State University.
Any ship can fly as long as you give enough power.
Monster Quest and Dr. Who have enlisted several engineering students to help with an experiment.
If these things are real, it could open up a whole new door to aerodynamics.
They will build two different models, one with soft, flexible wings to simulate the descriptions of rods propelled by thin membranes.
Okay.
The other, more rigid, resembling the descriptions of missile-shaped rods.
Yes.
Yeah. They got two kind of rods coming that they're going to make.
I think I know which one I like more.
Do you hear that? Doctor Who is on the case.
Yeah, I'm glad that you had this particular clip, because that's the best name I've ever heard.
Dr. Wee Hu?
Wee Hu.
Yeah.
That is an awesome name. That's really a great name.
Who else could champion the champion of rods?
Yeah.
Dr. Wee Hu. Who else? Well, yeah, we got Wee Hu, Doctor Who. He's building rods. Yeah. I bet we could make rods. We could probably send like little rods out to people. They can make rods.
And then the rods can make more rods, and they'll just be multiplying rods everywhere.
Yeah, like a rod chain letter, but like it'd be bad crafts, like done with crayon, like those drawings from last week.
I like how the other guy referred to part of it as its torso before. Isn't it just all it is a torso? It's a fucking rod.
Kind of like a snake, or it's like what part of the snake would you say we're eating right now?
It's probably the area between. It's got the wings in the front and the wings in the back. Two sets sometimes more. But some of these they're giving it like. It looks ridiculous. Some of them have like 12 wings on each side, and
that's a bit much.
So we're gonna get the rigid rod and the softy rod. That's they're gonna put them both into a wind tunnel, test them out. But what about a completely different theory on rods?
Some researchers believe that rods could be a UFO. Now a photograph has surfaced, which bears closer scrutiny.
We found a photograph taken by a naval person. It was taken off of Norway in July 1957. It's a rod, coming out of the ocean, taken with 35 millimeter film.
It has the rod's shape, but seems to be moving sideways away from the water, unlike any other rod images. While rods are, by definition, unidentified flying objects, are they from another world?
I don't think so. I mean, we have objects, rod-like objects flying in, but that doesn't necessarily mean that an alien, made them.
Man, they're answering these questions quicker than he could even ask them at this point.
Well, they're really easy questions.
Yeah, I know. And this is why it's so great that there was an hour of the History Channel's time just to rods, all about rods.
Isn't it weird, though? It's like, what is...
aliens out there!
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, and we all know that the History Channel is pretty much now the alien network. They don't really do history so much as they just do everything now.
This was like pre-Pawn and Toe time, where there was still a lot of quality cryptid material out there. So yeah, but they are doing rods. This was season 1 of the show. This wasn't even later. That's how important rods are. They're everywhere.
I own this. I think I own this on DVD. I'm pretty sure.
Well, what the hell, Rob? How come you don't know more about rods then?
I told you,
Rob. You can just sign it, Rod. You autograph that thing, Rod. You send it to a lucky winner of some kind of game or something.
Yeah, give up your possessions.
I'll get rid of it right now. Let's do it.
All right. First one to let us know. You get Rob's Rods DVD signed.
Whoa.
But
that's a different DVD.
Now to explore, we're going to explore. No. Oh, okay. I didn't think we'd have to go there with this. I mean, we're just talking about rods, okay? Now we're going to explore another aspect of rods. Let's hear about a really, really old rod. Rob.
A 1,000-year-old stone carving found in Argentina reveals an image that closely resembles a rod.
Oh, shit.
The issue here is, how was man able to see a rod 1,000 years ago, long before the advent of cameras?
Modernized people like ourselves, we live in a very technological society. We're essentially domesticated animals.
He says over the years, some of man's senses have been diminished.
We spend a lot of time looking at the printed page or at a TV screen. We don't focus the eye muscles. We don't dynamically exercise the eye muscles. But non-Western people definitely do, and they have. In fact, 2015 is the average visual acuity for a non-literate person, whereas we go with 2020 being perfect vision.
And so that's it. We're all just zombies now.
We got too technologed.
We got way too technology, and we can't see a rod 2 inches in front of our face.
No, that's for the best. No, I think that this is bullshit. That's a dumb explanation, I think. Okay, so they said that they found a carving of this thing looks like a rod. So does millions of things in this freaking planet look cylindrical. So maybe that wasn't that at all. And we don't get to dynamically exercise our eyes. What the hell was... No.
They found the journal of this ancient guy who saw rods, but he couldn't write, so how do they know? Because if he could write, then he couldn't see rods anymore. That's the catch.
Oh, see?
Man, maybe we can get ourselves... if we can get ourselves back to nature a little bit, maybe we can see rods. We can put down the printed page and stop reading and
it's all because of our cell phones that we can't see them.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Oh man. Well,
guess I'll throw my cell phone away because rods are at the top of my priority list now.
I'm guessing that Jose Escamilla he's already unplugged. He's kind of off the grid because I think if you're a champion of the rods, you really need that extra skill. They were showing that one video, and he was immediately pointing out 3 or 4 other rods that they didn't even notice. He's like, yeah, you got rod 4 here. This is another one. My guy's the master of it, and he's probably unplugged himself a little bit.
Good, you should. Good.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it. Yeah.
That's why you got to be the champion of it because no one wants to do it.
Yeah. I don't blame him. Hey, Jose, fighting the good fight. Props.
But you were onto something, Drea, that what we heard there, that might just be BS, all right? Because there are people who are seeing rods, seeing them with their eyes. Let's hear.
But there is an account where modern man reported seeing a rod. This story first appeared in 1891 in the Crawfordsville, Indiana newspaper. The story goes that 2 icemen were working outside in Crawfordsville at about 2 a.m. when a bizarre object sailed overhead.
Whoa, Tim, what's that up in the sky? Look at it. See that light?
I see it, but I don't know what it is.
I never saw anything like it.
The icemen described the object as a seemingly headless monster, about 20 feet